Hello and welcome to YK Computer. In this video tutorial, I will teach you about Linux file system hierarchy. So let's get started. The Linux file system is quite easy to understand. As a major philosophy, everything in this universe started with one single entity, which is superior to all, the one which is present at the origin of everything, the root of every other thing present in the system. Similar to that, in Linux file system, everything starts with a root and all the other directories and subdirectories are below to that. This is similar to the tree structure. The slash directory is the root directory at the top of file system hierarchy. This is also the root partition of the system. Please note that slash character is also used to separate directories, name, or we can call it directory separator. And it is also worth to note that there is a directory with the name root which is under the slash. We will discuss about this directory named root in a couple of minutes. Before that, let's continue to our previous discussion. The subdirectories of slash are used to organize the files by their purpose and type. This makes it easier to find the files. The file system hierarchy standard FHS, which provides a familiar and universal layout for all Linux users. In this tutorial, we will discuss about the directories which are accessed in general and cover other directories as we use them. Let's take a look of FHS or the file system hierarchy. At the top, there is a root directory denoted by slash. Let's jump to the terminal window and take a closer look at the containing directories. Use command cd space forward slash to navigate to the slash or the root directory. Here we can use ls space -l command to list the underlying files and the directories in it. As you can see, there are bin, boot, dev, etc, home, media, mnt, root, run, sbin, temp, usr, var, etc. directories are available. Okay, now we listed all the directories present under the root or more specifically under slash. Here you can see some files and the directories have different color than the others like bin, sbin, lib, lib64, etc. As in Linux language, these are the symbolic links, or in general, we call them shortcut to the actual directories. We will discuss about these links in the other video. Time to jump back to the structure. Let's start by bin. The bin directory contains basic programs, or we can say the user commands like ls, cd, cat. Here you can see that there is a dotted line pointing to the bin under the usr directory. This shows that when we access the bin directory under slash, we actually access it from the usr directory as its original location. Slash bin is nothing but a shortcut to the actual location of the directory. Speaking of slash usr, the usr directory contains installed software, shared libraries, include files, read-only program data. There are some of the important subdirectories in it. These are bin, sbin, local. Bin contains the user commands like ls, cd, cat. The shortcut of this bin directory can be accessed from slash. Next is sbin, which contains the system administration commands like updisk, mkfs, and sysctl. Next is local. Locally customized software files are stored in it. Next to the USR, there is a etc directory. etc contains the configuration files specific to this system. These files store the data of programs that we use in Linux. In the upcoming video tutorial, we will use the etc directory to configure the programs. Let's move forward to the var. This directory is used to hold the variable data specific to this system that should persist between the boots. Files that dynamically change, such as databases, cache, directories, log files, printers pulled documents, and the website contents may be found under the var. Next is run. Runtime data for processes started since the last boot. This includes process ID, files, and log files among other things. The contents of the directory are recreated on reboot. Next, home. This is the directory where the regular users store their personal data as well as configuration files. Each user of the Linux system have dedicated directory where they can store their data. Under this home, you will find another directory with the same name as the username of the system. Normal users cannot access the data of other users, but root user has all the access. We will discuss about the user permissions and access in other tutorial. Moving forward, there is a root directory. This is the home directory of the root user or the super user. The name of the super user here is root. Next to root, there is temp, short for temporary files. Files which have been accessed, changed or modified for 10 days are deleted from this directory automatically. There is another temporary directory at /var/temp in which files that have not been accessed, changed or modified in more than 30 days are deleted automatically. Next is /boot. As the name suggests, this contains the files needed in order to start the boot process. Next is /dev. This contains the special device files that are used by the system to access the hardware. Okay, this is the file system hierarchy of the Linux. There are many other directories, most of which you will rarely need to enter. But having a good familiarity of the layout of the Linux file system will help you to easily navigate or to get used to the system. That's it for this video. If you found this video helpful, then please like it, comment your valuable feedback, and for more videos like this, subscribe to YK Computer.